Here are some tips for how to actually have a conversation with your younger child. So a kid anywhere from about 5 to say 11 or 12 years old. Okay. 2 big points. Number 1 is actually talk to your kid. What that means is if they ask you a question, answer it. It's really, really important. When your child asks you a question, they're engaging with you. They're telling you that they have something that they need to know. They're taking a moment of their time to try to engage with you for a moment of your time. So answer the question. Now, there may be a question that is so big and so broad, you have no idea where to go with it, or it kind of terrifies you. That's okay. You can say to your child, that is such an interesting question. What made you think of that? And the reason you want to do that is that they'll narrow the question, right? So instead of asking some huge, philosophical question about life, they're actually asking about one little tiny corner. And when they can clarify that for you, then it really helps narrow your answer. So that's interesting. What made you think of it? Best line ever. The other is if you have a child who asks you a question that you either don't know the answer to or you're not ready to give them the answer, take a time out and just say, great question, but I'm not really ready to answer that right now. I'm going to get back to you. And then here's the key, get back to them. Because if you don't follow up, what you're doing is you're showing your child that it's not that important to you to keep open the lines of communication. So really, it could be a day or 2 days later, get back to them, get on that with them and have the conversation at a time and a place that's more appropriate. So that's the big one, is talk to your kid and answer that question. The second big tip is put your technology aside. So if your child's trying to engage with you and you've got a phone in your hand and you keep checking your email or your social media, you're being very clear with your kid that your phone is as important as they are, maybe more so. So if there's a big question that's being asked and it's going to be a great conversation that's going to bond the two of you, whether it's a 20-second conversation or a 20-minute conversation, doesn't matter. Just put your phone down and say to your kid, you're important to me. I'm going to have this conversation and this can wait. So 2 tips, answer your child's question and put down your phone.